Peace, Shalom. It's your brother Shemai Allah. I want to give all praises, glory, honor, and thanksgiving to Yahweh Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushua. Alright, back with another lesson. I wanted to get into this John 8:44 and hopefully bring some edification through the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it, man. It's John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil. Okay? Now, you got to understand the Lord talking to the scribes and Pharisees. Okay? It says, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth. You understand? Abode not in the truth. Now, who was the father of these scribes and Pharisees? Their forefather physically are Edomites. Okay, because they were part of the Herodian, dynasty. And they kind of took over the Sanhedrin. You know what I'm saying? And they took the place of the Jews, man. So these were tares, really. They were Edomites, man. Okay? So they were descendants of Esau, basically. And the Lord telling them, ye are of your father the devil. And the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. Now hold on. Saying he was a murderer from the beginning. Well, who did Esau murder? It wasn't Esau that committed any murder. You see, it ain't talking about Esau. It's talking about Cain. He was the one that committed murder from the beginning, man. The reason why the Lord said, ye are of your father the devil, is because they had the spirit of Cain on it. Because they sought to take the Lord's life, man. Because all he was doing was telling them the truth. And because of that, they wanted to kill the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the Lord told him, you are of your father the devil. Speaking about Cain. He's saying you are of your father the devil, your spiritual father. Talking about Cain, man. And the lust of your father he will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. Because what did Cain do? He killed his brother, man. Let's get it. It says he was a murderer from the beginning. So let's get what he did from the beginning. Okay. First, let me get 1 John chapter 3, verse 8. It says, 1 John 3 and 8, he that committeth sin is of the devil. For the devil sinned from the beginning, you see? For the devil sinned from the beginning. From the beginning, man, the devil sinned. That's talking about Cain. He's the devil, man. See, the devil is a man that brought death. For this purpose, the Son of Yahweh was manifested that he might destroy the works of the devil, you see? Destroy the works of the devil. What's the works of the devil? Bringing death into the world, man. Let's get that, man, real quick in the Apocrypha. You know what I'm saying? It says down here, nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world. And they that do hold of his side do find it, you see? So, when Hamashiach Yahushua said, ye are of your father the devil, let's go back to it, John 8:44. When he said, you are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do, he was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth. He was talking about Cain, which is the spiritual father of the scribes and Pharisees, man. Because they sought to kill the Lord. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. See, the devil sinned from the beginning, like we just read in 1 John 3 and 8. And abode not in the truth. And wisdom of Solomon. What's this? Chapter 2, verse 24? Yeah. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world. Now, the first murder was the first point where death came into the world, man. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world. Cain brought the first death. He brought the death into the world by committing the first murder. And why did he commit the first murder? Why did he kill his brother Abel? Because he envied his brother, man. He envied his works. Let's get it, man. Let's go. Let's go to Genesis, man. So chapter 3. I think it's chapter 4. This is Genesis 4, start at verse 1. And Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain and said, see, Cain was the firstborn, just like Esau was the firstborn. And said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bare his brother Abel. And Abel, which is Habal in Hebrew, was a keeper of sheep. But Cain was a tiller of the ground. You see, Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. You see, these were the Adamites keeping the laws and commandments of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? But check this out. And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings. You see, Abel did the right thing. When he brought his offering, he brought the firstlings of his flock. But the scriptures tell you here, Cain, what did Cain do? He just came and brought the fruit of the ground and offered unto the Lord. But we're gonna see what Cain did, really. And why the Most High had respect unto Abel and his offering and not Cain and his offering. So, and Abel, he also brought up the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof, and the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering. See, Most High had respect unto Abel and his offering, but unto Cain and to his offering, he had not respect, and Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. So why was the Most High didn't have respect to Cain's offering? Huh? What was wrong with Cain's offering? He brought fruit, right? But see, this is the thing right here. Let me show you. According to the law, let's get it in Numbers, chapter 18. Verse 12. It says, all the best of the oil and all the best of the wine and of the wheat, the first fruits of them which they shall offer unto the Lord, them have I given thee, given to the Levites, the priests. Okay? The first fruits of these things, they supposed to give to the Levites, man. Alright? And whatsoever is first ripe in the land, which they shall bring unto the Lord, shall be thine. Every one that is clean in thine house shall eat of it. Okay? So, this is the problem with Cain, man. He didn't give the best of what came forth from tilling the ground, man. He didn't give the best of what he produced, man. But here it is, Abel. He gave the best. He gave the firstlings. Okay. Let's Get it, man. He gave the firstlings. Genesis 4:4. And Abel, he also brought up the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering. You see? He brought the firstlings, man. He brought the best out of his animals. He didn't get nothing with spot and blemish, man. Shoot. That's why the Most High had respect unto Cain and his offering. I mean, Abel and his offering, and not Cain and his offering. Okay? Because he ain't get the best, man. Let's go back to Numbers. It was like Cain was holding out. Like in, the story in the book of Acts, Jannes and Jambres. Let me get that real quick, man. Let me type that in. If I can find it real quick. I think it was in the book of Acts, man, where, in the spirit, they were supposed to bring everything together. And let me see, bear with me. 2 Timothy. See real quick. Well, yeah, I can't find it now. But, let me get back to this precept here. And, Genesis. All right, so Abel, he brought the firstlings of his flock, so he gave a better sacrifice. He gave the best of his flock. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and the Most High, the Lord, had respect unto Abel and his offering. But unto Cain, he didn't have respect. Because Cain, he didn't give the best of what he produced, man. All right, let me go back to Numbers 18, I think. Verse 12. Verse 17. It says, but the firstling of a cow, or the firstling of a sheep, or the firstling of a goat, thou shalt not redeem. They are holy. Thou shalt sprinkle their blood upon the altar, and shalt burn their fat for an offering made by fire, for a sweet savor unto the Lord. So the firstlings were supposed to be given to the Levites to sacrifice. And that's what Abel gave, man. He gave the first of his flocks Whereas Cain, he didn't do that. He didn't give the best, the first fruits of his produce, man. His produce. Okay? Verse 5, Genesis 4 and 5, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. Okay? And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? Okay? If thou doest well, shall thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Okay? Now I'm about to get to this point right here. Genesis 4 and 8. And Cain talked with Abel his brother. And it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. So why'd he kill him? Because Abel's sacrifice was more pleasing to the Most High than his own. Therefore what? That produced envy in him. He became jealous over his brother Abel. And because of that, death came into the world. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 24, nevertheless through envy of the devil came death into the world. And they that do hold of his side do find it. You see? This is how death came into the world, because Cain envied his brother's works, man, that he had before the Lord, man. I see that's a lot with you brothers, man. Envying brothers for their works. Want to tear down and destroy what they doing, man, for the Lord, man. It's that spirit of envy. You got that spirit of Cain, man, that Pharisee spirit. Hating because the brother brought out something that's deeper than your breakdown. You hating now. Now you want to tear down his work, talking about he a false prophet, kick him out the camp. You know what I'm saying? Envy, man. What's that scripture? Let me get it real quick. If I could find it, man, you know. Yeah, Proverbs 27 and 4. Wrath is cruel and anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy? See? Cain couldn't stand before envy. He couldn't stand the fact that his brother Abel had a better sacrifice than him. He was jealous, man. Hated. That's what brought him to the point of slaying his brother Abel, man. Jealous, man. Envious. That's feminine. That's a feminine spirit, man. That's catty, man. What you doing, man? That's leave that for the women, man. And even the women shouldn't be like that. But I'm just saying. What you doing, man? Wrath is cruel and anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy, man? Jealous, man. Hating on your brother, man. Because he brought out a deep breakdown. Well, he prospering a little more. He bringing in more brothers in the truth than you. You know what I'm saying? He got a bigger camp than you or something. You know what I mean? Just ridiculous stuff, man. Hating. Or a brother got him a young woman. Jealous. You know? Got a teenage bride and you hating. Man. All right, let's go back, man. Wisdom. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world. So Cain committed the first murder. And that's where death began to come into the world, man. Okay? Back to John 8:44, man. Now you get a more understanding of what the Lord was talking about. You know? John 8:44, ye are of your father the devil. See, ye are of your father the devil, man. Come on with that spirit of Cain, man. That spirit of envy, hating on your brother. That's how Judas was, man. That's why he dipped his hand in the same dish as the Lord. He wanted the Lord's portion. He was jealous of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's why he betrayed him. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do, man. Okay? Because, like I said, they sought to kill the Lord, man. And they didn't even kill him. They just put him on the cross. And the Lord bait and switched him, you know what I'm saying? He switched it up on him. Because the Lord said himself, man, ain't no man could take my life from me, man. I lay my life down and take it up again. This power I received from my Father, man. I received this commandment from my Father, man. So then they couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? They was playing themselves, man. It says he was a murderer from the beginning, talking about Cain, because you know their spiritual father Cain, man. He was a murderer from the beginning. And what? And abode not in the truth, man. You see, Cain was an Adamite, but what did he not do? He didn't keep the law. He broke the law. He didn't give the best of his produce, man. You know what I'm saying? His heart wasn't right in him. He was holding back. You know what I'm saying? He abode not in the truth, man. He came out of the truth. He fell out, man. Because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is the father. For he is a liar and the father of it, okay? But it says what? And abode not in the truth. So guess what? Let's go back to Genesis, man. Let's break that down some more. He abode not in the truth. Let's break that down a little bit more. Genesis chapter 4, man. Genesis 4:3, it says, and in process of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord, and Abel he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. Now when did they do this? Because they was both in the truth at this time. They were abiding in the truth right now. What is the truth? Keeping these laws and commandments. So they were supposed to be keeping the law. This was actually a time when Cain and Abel were supposed to come before the Lord. Now, where in the law does it say that we supposed to come before the Lord? Let's get it, man. Three times in a year, you see? 3 times in a year shall all males appear before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose. In the feast of unleavened bread, that's one time. And in the feast of weeks, that's 2. And in the feast of tabernacles, that's 3. And they shall not appear before the Lord empty. So they're supposed to give an offering at this time. Now, the Feast of Weeks, Feast of Unleavened Bread lasts for a few days. And the Feast of Tabernacles lasts for a few days. But the Feast of Weeks, that's one day. Correct me if I'm wrong. Might be wrong on that. The Feast of Weeks is actually also the day of Pentecost. Now, we build it. Now, let's go back to Genesis. So this is the truth that they were supposed to be abiding in. Coming before the Lord, giving their offerings. Now, to me, I believe it was the Feast of Weeks that they were coming to before the Lord. Because that was just a day. Okay? Matter of fact, let me go to Job real quick. Job chapter 1. Job chapter 1 and 6. Check this out. Now there was a day. See? There was a day when the sons of God. Who the sons of God? I'm going to deal with that later. Came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. So this is one of the times during the year that the sons of God are supposed to present themselves before the Lord and bring an offering and come not empty. This is the truth that Cain and Abel were supposed to be abiding in. But what did Cain do? He abode not in the truth, man. He was a murderer from the beginning because according to the law, you're supposed to get the best of your produce and your fatlings, all your animals. But Cain didn't do that. There was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. Now Satan was among them. Now who's Satan? Hold on, let's hold on. Satan. Satan. Satan is the devil, right? He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth. Check this out. An opponent, especially with the article Satan, the arch enemy of good. Adversary. See that? Adversary. I want to elaborate on that. Adversary. The sons of God came before the Lord 3 times a year, and Satan was with them, right? The adversary. Now, who was born for adversity? Who was born for adversity? Proverbs 17:17. Check this out. A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. You see that? Who was born for adversity? Cain, man. Who else was born for adversity? Esau. Who else was born for adversity? Somebody in your family. Right? Maybe. Who give you a hard time? Oh, you know. You know in your heart who it is. You know who's an adversary unto you. A man's foe shall be they of their own household, right? Your brother is born for adversity. Hate to say it, but that's the truth. That's the scriptures, man. So Satan, back to Job, the adversary, your brother, Cain, Esau, right? Our brother was born for adversity. And he also presented himself before the Lord 3 times a year. Because he was supposed to be in the truth, but what? He fell out. Which takes you what? To Jude, man. Let's go back. Hold on. Let's slow down. All right, back to Job 1 and 6. Job 1 and 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. Now you're getting a picture of who the sons of God are. I ain't talking about no fallen angels. Well, it is fallen angels, but you were the fallen angels. Okay? You fell. You fell from your first estate. That's why it says, is it not written in your law, ye are gods? But you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes, man. But we going to rise again and get that power, man. Most high willing, man. You know what I'm saying? Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. Your brother. That's who Satan is, your brother. The adversary. The one born for adversity. Okay? Cain, Esau. The one that killed the brother, what's his name? Ahmaud Arbery, jogging in his neighborhood. Some Edomites, red devils, came and killed him, man. For jogging. That's who your adversary is, the devil, a man. The devil is a man that brought death, man. He, through envy, man, he was envious. He envied Jake. Okay? Now the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. Your brother, Satan. Okay? Back to Genesis. Okay? So this is the truth that they were supposed to abode in. They was presenting themselves before the Lord on the day of Feast of Weeks, okay, which was before this was given to the Adamites a long time ago. So they had the law back then. You understand? And Abel, he also brought up the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and unto his offering. But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. See? This is Satan. This is when the sons of God come to present themselves before the Lord. And they're supposed to bring their offering. And what happened with Cain? Being a son of God. At that time. He abode not in the truth. And he fell out because what? The Most High didn't like his offering because he didn't give the best of his produce, man. And Cain was very wroth and his countenance fell. Okay? And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted, and if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Now he envied his brother. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. Okay? So he fell out the truth, man. Alright? So let's go back to John 8:44. Ye of your father the devil. He was a murderer from the beginning. John 8:44, ye of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth. And he did not abide in keeping of the laws and commandments to the best of his ability. He didn't get the best of his produce that he tilled the soil for. That's what happened. So he fell out. He fell. That's the fallen angel. That's the devil, Satan, who fell from heaven. Okay? Jude chapter 6. And the Edomites, the scribes and Pharisees at that time, they followed the devil. Okay, their spiritual father Cain, man. Now this is Jude, chapter 1 and 6. You see, and the angels, which kept not their first estate. What was their first estate? We just read it. What was Cain's first estate? And Esau's first estate, because Esau had the birthright. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation. See? I ain't talking about up in heaven, at the highest heaven, or the Most High, where the Most High dwell. I ain't talking about that. They left their own habitation, talking about their positions of being men of the Lord and the truth, man. Like Cain had his position. Esau, he was going to have the birthright. Boy, he sold his birthright. Despised it. What did Cain do? He didn't give his best. And because of that, the Most High did not accept his offering. And because of that, the Lord not accepting his offering, he became jealous over his brother and killed his brother. And that's how he fell out the truth. He kept not his first estate, man. And the angels which kept not their first estate. These are the angels, man, the sons of God. They were abiding in the truth, came before the Lord 3 times a year, and they came not empty-handed. But the adversary, Satan, was with them. Okay? And the angels, which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. Okay? Right, so they basically here waiting for that day of judgment, man. Okay? That ain't talking about no fallen angels, man. John 8:44, man. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth. Because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. For he is a liar and the father of it, man. Okay? When they lie about things, right, they talk about themselves in the lie. Because when they lie, they like to basically put themselves on a pedestal. You know, the old saying, fake it till you make it. That's what Esau all about, man. You know what I'm saying? He like to fake it till he make it. Making himself look like he's more than what he really is, man. You know? So this is who brought death into the world, man. Cain. Satan. Esau. Your adversary. Your brother. Our brother, man. You know? Let me see. Isaiah 14:16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? That did shake kingdoms? Right, so you see, Satan, Lucifer, is a man. Let's read, start at verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation of the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Right. So that's all he is, man. That's who Satan is, and Satan is a man. Okay? Who brought death into the world. Because he envied. Because of envy, man. Because of envy. All right? Let's Habakkuk 2:5. Ye also because he transgresseth by one, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell. You see this? And it is as death. Okay? And is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So this man is as death, man. Okay? He brought death, man. Let's deal with some more of these precepts, man. All right? First Corinthians 15:21. For since by man came death, you see, By man came death. By man came also the resurrection of the dead. Okay, talking about the Messiah. But the scripture's telling you here, for since by man came death. Okay? How did death come? Through man. What man? Cain. Esau, man. Which proves on a certain level reincarnation. Because you think about it. When the Lord was talking to the scribes and Pharisees, he was talking to Edomites. Now Esau was not born during the time of Cain. So there's no direct biological relationship between Esau and Cain. So how in the hell would the Lord call the scribes and Pharisees, you of your father the devil? And the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth. He's spiritually referencing Cain and applying the wickedness of Cain. He's basically putting it upon them. Because spiritually, they are of their father Cain, man. Because the same works that Cain did, they're seeking to do to the Lord by trying to put him to death, man. So spiritually speaking, yeah. Okay? They are of their father, the devil. They are their father Cain, because no biological relationship between Cain and Esau. They was born in two different times. And everyone after the flood, everyone died in the flood, man. Except for Noah and his family and the animals he put on that ark. That's it. Ain't no way in hell Cain's descendant, one of his descendants, hitched a ride on the ark. That shit ain't no. All that mess you watching that movie, Noah, nah, that ain't happening, man. Okay? So spiritually speaking, okay, these Edomites, the scribes and Pharisees, their only connection in relation to Cain would be a spiritual one. So in a way that proves reincarnation. It proves the spirit reincarnates. So you got to understand the difference, man. That's why you dudes are still debating over that when it's clear the spirit and soul are two different parts of the body or the makeup of a human being. Okay? Okay, 1 Corinthians 15 and 21. For since by man came death, man. All right? Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 24. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world. The devil what? The devil is a man. We just read it. For since by man came death. What man? Cain, Esau. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side do find it. Okay? Let's go to Hebrews. Hebrews. Chapter 2, man. Verse 14. For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same. Check this out. That, talking about the Messiah, being partaker of flesh and blood, okay, that through death he might destroy him that had the power of death, that is the devil. The adversary, Satan, Cain, Esau, had the power of the devil, man. He has power. He had power over death because he brought death into the world, man. By slaying his brother. Okay? That through death he might destroy him that had the power of death, that is the devil. Okay? Now, through the death, he destroyed death because death tried to kill him, but it couldn't kill him. So he killed death itself, man. He destroyed it. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let me get another precept, man. Matthew 23:35. We start at verse 29. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because ye build the tombs of the prophets and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous, and say, check this out. This is what they say. If we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. You see that? Talking about their fathers, man. If we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets, meaning the shedding the blood of the prophets. So they basically telling on themselves and saying that they are the descendants of their fathers that killed the prophets, man. Which is the Lord said in verse 31. Wherefore ye be witnesses unto yourselves that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets. Ye of your father the devil, man. Fill ye up then the measure of your fathers. Right. Lord basically saying continue on and do your wickedness, man. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. You know, he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. Verse 33, ye serpents, ye generations of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? Okay, reserved unto fire. Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them ye shall kill and crucify, and some of them shall ye scourge in your synagogues, and persecute them from city to city. And you see, that's basically looking like what's about to happen right now, man. Okay, again. All right, he talking about coming to people's houses, testing them, right? For some damn fake virus. I mean, it's probably real, you know. I'm not saying it ain't real. But it's not as serious as they making it out. That's what I'm saying. So they're going to use this so-called crisis to try to, you know, get at Jake, man. Mainly brothers in his truth, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is all being done by what? Who? Cain, Esau, that spirit of Cain. The murderer from the beginning that aboded not in the truth, man. Who sold his birthright for some damn food. You know? Talking about what good is a birthright when I'm about to die. Carnal as hell. Can't even hold out for one day, man. You can't go out without eating one. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how Esau and Cain is. They carnal men. They just fleshly. They ain't about nothing spiritual, man. You know? They ain't about enduring and being patient. They want it now. You know what I mean? That's who's about to roll this shit out, man. Your brother, the adversary. Our brother Esau, the devil, Cain. Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them ye shall kill and crucify. And some of them shall ye scourge in your synagogues and persecute them from city to city. That what? Verse 35, there's the point. That upon you, you damn devils, you Edomites, that upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel. See, the Lord putting the murder upon these Edomite scribes and Pharisees, man. But in no way are they biologically related to Cain. But they're being accused and having the charge put upon them because they follow the devil. Their spiritual father Cain, man. So that what it say? The Lord said that upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, son of Barachias, whom you slew between the temple and the altar. You see that, man? Yeah, some of you Jakes, you know, y'all part of that too, man. Because y'all gonna participate and round up brothers that's in this truth, man. You 2/3, man. That's talking about y'all too, man. Okay? That blood gonna be put upon your head too, man. You know what I'm saying? So the devil is a man that brought death into the world, man. Okay, with that, I want to say peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. I want to give all praises, glory, honor, thanksgiving to Yahweh, Ba'al Shem, Mashiach, Yahweh Shah, Shalom.